Hello, everyone, and welcome to another video here. Hope everything's coming through okay. And yeah, so studio talk and update for March 3rd. So today I worked a good bit on just kind of fine tuning some of the dynamics and some of the things on this Beta and Pal piece I've been working on a bit and going to create a video for here. So I was just listening back to some of the recordings, just kind of test recordings that I did. I recorded with two different mics, and I was getting a little bit of noise coming through one of them. So it might work a little bit on mic placement. Like, well, right now I've just kind of got this mic right above here, and so might work on its placement. I actually did play around a little bit, but just within a very narrow kind of range here. Let's see if I can put it up. Some things that talk about. So these are this guitar is going pretty well. So I'm just working on this. So there's some of the glare on here front with the gloss. So I've been working on recording a little bit, but turning most of the monitors off so I don't get computer monitors kind of in the video. So so one thing I'm going to try to really do in the recording is get some of these harmonics really nice and clean and clear. And then just trying to kind of separate these chords, kind of a harp-like, or separate some of these notes and get kind of a harp-like sort of sound on some of these. So I think I talked a little bit about that last time too. So I'm a little bit concerned about some of the noise that was coming through, and I may have had the mic gain up a little bit too high. I'm not sure, but so I'll have to play around with that a little bit. So this is a little bit of a new venture, recording acoustic instruments. So I think I'm going to bring the mic a little bit closer and probably put it down in here, near the left bottom corner of the body. So I follow a YouTuber. I think his name is Warren Hewitt, and he gives some tips on recording. He has a whole, I think, online school and everything, but he does mixing and things. So I've followed him a little bit as I learned to do some of these recordings and stuff. It's definitely a whole area of study. it's a little getting used to too with these nails on it, but I really like it. It's really built, bringing the tones, giving the tones a little top end edge to them, a little more treble. The my thumbnail has not quite I haven't quite gotten that situated yet, but some of these the nails on the index, middle, and annular seem to be pretty getting there anyway. And that's another kind of YouTube sort of thing that I've checked out. There are YouTube videos about all that, how to shape them and do different things. So it's been pretty cool. So this other guitar here. So I haven't brought this guitar out in a while. So this is a guitar that I can really do a good bit of practicing on. It's electric, but I'm gonna play it kind of acoustic here. And don't know where my picks are, but grab good old Fender Medium. And I should probably tune this up a little bit, but doing something a little different on this guitar. There have been a couple different things that I've been trying to do as far as practice and things. So 6-string bass. I really wanted to approach that from the perspective of really just keeping it with the tradition of having it tuned in fourths, but I was just really getting kind of thrown off by that. So I started tuning it like a guitar, basically, relatively speaking. So it's tuned down like a like a bass. I just changed the first 2 strings, so it's just a little more consistent with what I'm familiar with. But I thought I'd take this guitar and put one of these Nashville strings on it. So there's a tuning called Nashville tuning, and I've done a video on one tune with the Nashville tuning, so Matheny tune, I forget the name of it, but it's kind of a cool sound. It's a really cool sound, and that's a great tune. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank on the name of it, but he used to open up with it a lot, I think. But anyhow, so I thought, well, I'm trying to work on this. So one thing I did when I did the bass, I was trying to do it in fourths. I thought, well, maybe I'll tune one of my guitars in fourths. So I tuned this one in fourths and tried to get used to that, and just was really throwing me off a lot. So I kind of abandoned that and just compromised the bass there, and so that's that. But the ukulele has a tuning that's more in line with what I'm used to. So I thought, well, I'll stick. The only one exception to that is that the string 4 is higher. Well, it depends on how you do it. But if you do a high G ukulele kind of string, then you get this sort of thing. Now, if I capo on 5, right, then I can kind of practice some ukulele kind of things. And then if I don't, even if I don't capo, I could still kind of practice some sort of interesting things that occur. So if you're, let's say, trying to play a C major scale, I'm down here on string 4, but the notes are still going up. So it's kind of interesting like that. So you can really kind of get that going, and you can do kind of do steps between the strings 1 and 4 as well, which is kind of cool. So you have that's kind of cool. So I was just using strings 4 and 1 there, and just doing pairs of stepwise motion, just kind of moving up there. So so I'm thinking this will help me to just get a little more familiar with, especially that one string being higher, and I kind of want to stick with that, see how it goes. But so I think that's going to be kind of fun to play around with. Also, even if like the other day, I was kind of improvising and on the ukulele, and so really kind of focusing a lot on the top 3 strings, playing through changes. And so that's another skill that I can try to develop on this instrument, is just limiting myself to top 3 strings. And that's something I used to do anyway, a long time ago, practicing things. I would take certain strings and say, oh, I'm just going to improvise on 2 strings, or improvise on 3 strings, or something like that. So, but it's kind of nice when you have this high string, because it kind of gives you a real physical barrier. Because if I do go, also it kind of creates a neat sound. If you're expecting to hear, if I'm expecting to hear this note, but it goes an octave higher than that. So it's kind of interesting and kind of fun. So there are a couple of things, and then also in my efforts to record acoustically, I'm thinking more and more about creating a kind of isolation room, and so I'm just thinking about that. And so I built some isolation box for some guitar cabinets. So I have an idea of what to do. I would just need to kind of come up with, well, maybe a budget, and think about materials. And so I'd probably end up using a lot of the same materials, maybe green glue and some medium density fiberboard. And so kind of just create a room inside of a room. Not for this space, but for my other space, kind of the spot where I use the kind of green screen and stuff. Hey everybody, well, thank you for checking this out. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for being a member. So this is part of a YouTube member area, and then it's also available on the podcast as well. So if you get a chance to check that out there. So, all right, everybody, thanks again for checking this out, and I will see you all in the next one.